beautiful people. Hello and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to Vlogtober, where we are uploading a brand new video every 2 days. Yes, you heard that right. Every 2 days throughout the whole of October. I am so excited to be bringing this video to you. I've sat and planned and went through my whole makeup collection to let you know what are the best drugstore makeup that you need to have in your collection. Let's just get straight into it. If you are new here, by the way, I am LuceStephenson, but you can call me Luce because we're all friends here. If you are new, don't forget to hit subscribe. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up so I know to do more of these kind of themed videos in the future. And please, please, please go enter my huge giveaway linked down below after this video. And let's just get into the drugstore makeup must-haves that you need. If you are wondering what lip combination I have on, by the way, because I know for a fact I will not remember this when it comes to editing this video, it is such a weird combination, but it's actually gone on really, really nicely. So I went on with the Profusion matte lip liner in Beige. Really, really impressed with this. Then I went on with the Jeffree Star. I don't support him and like buying his makeup anymore, but I do want to use up obviously what I've already got. So I put on some of his Skin Tight liquid lipstick and it made my lips like really, really dry, so I thought I need to gloss this up. So I went on with a Kylie gloss. This is in the shade Damn Gina, and this is the little combination that I made. I'm actually really, really impressed. So not every single category is going to have something. I didn't want to just put things in for the sake of it. I literally wanted it to be the things that you will go to the shop and hopefully you will fall in love with, like I did. So I think I'm going to start with base. I don't really have a primer from the drugstore that I typically absolutely love. So I'm going to go straight in with foundation, and we have quite a lot of recommendations from here, all ranging in price as well. So I'll start from the cheapest and work my way up, I think. So the first one is actually from the pound shop or kind of home bargains, bargain buys, any kind of discounty shop that sells like this Miss Beauty range. This is the Flawless Matte Foundation. I have mine in the shade 2. I believe I did a full video testing this foundation and the whole range, like the whole Miss Beauty range as well. So I will definitely leave that linked down below, because honestly, this foundation is absolutely amazing, to the point it actually became my everyday foundation at one point. So I would highly recommend, and it's £1. £1. I'll leave the full video link down below so you can go check that one out. Next up is one from Primark. This is the My Perfect Colour Perfect Finish Foundation. It's a medium coverage, semi-matte finish, and it has vitamin E in it. This retails for £2.50. I got mine in the shade Nude. I do think I have a foundation. Have I got a foundation Friday on this? And I think I've got a testing Primark makeup video on this. If I do, I'll leave it linked down below. But I know I definitely have a testing Primark video which has one of the eyeshadow palettes that I'm going to mention later on, so I'll definitely leave that one linked down below. It's actually from Vlogtober last year, weirdly enough, but they still do these foundations and they still do the eyeshadow palette, because I had a little look the other day for you as well. So this is £2.50. Really, really, really nice. It can be a little bit sticky, so make sure that you're setting it down with a good powder, but we'll get onto a good powder later on. But yeah, £2.50. Can't go wrong. Next up we have the W7 Very Vegan HD Foundation. I absolutely adore this, like absolutely love this. So I have the shade Bare Buff and I also have the shade Fresh Beige. I have a full foundation. I don't know why it keeps focusing on my spiders, it must really like them. But I have a full foundation Friday testing this. If you don't know, or if you're new to my channel, every single week I alternate between a foundation Friday and a face mask Friday. It'll be starting back up again in November. And basically, I'll put a foundation to the test, I'll put it on, see whether it actually matches the claims, see what the colour range is like, all that kind of good stuff, and then I wear it throughout the day and see how long it actually lasts on the skin as well. And that's what made me fall in love with this foundation, was my foundation Friday. I absolutely loved it, so I'll leave it linked down below because that is an amazing one to watch, and it's vegan as well, so if you and more so for just vegan makeup, then that would be a perfect one for you. They have a full very vegan range as well, so I'd highly recommend. The next two, I'm not too sure which one. I think they kind of match quite equally price wise, so I'll go in with the Nip and Fab one first. Again, I have a foundation Friday on this one, putting it fully to the test, swatching it, putting it on my face, all that shebang. So I'll leave that foundation Friday link down below, but this is the Nip and Fab foundation. I absolutely love this. It seems to have a blurring effect on the skin, which is such a weird thing for a foundation, not weird for foundation to have, but just different. I've never had a foundation that goes on my skin like this one does. Even my higher end ones, would really recommend checking it out. I've got the shade 15 and I think it's roughly around £10, that one. Not really one that people really talk about. So yeah, I'll leave my foundation Friday link down below. Same for this one. This is the number 7 Hydroluminous Moisturising Foundation. I'm in Calico, which it was the lightest shade. I'm not too sure if there's a shade lighter than Calico now. This is obviously from number 7 from Boots. I do have again a foundation Friday on this one. I will leave it linked down below to show you what it's like. This would be my like grab and go, put it on for work foundation. Like you can't really go wrong with it. And I really, really like it. And I think this is my second or third one, and there's not too much left in it actually. So I'll be moving on to a new one very, very soon. I absolutely love that foundation. Moving on to powders, I don't actually have the powder in my collection, but I had to mention it because when I think of any kind of drugstore powder, my mind instantly thinks of of Rimmel Stay Matte. I'll pop it on the screen somewhere, maybe here. It is amazing. It goes into the sale quite often. It retails normally around £5-ish, but I've seen it in the sale for like £2.44. Like it is unbelievable. Places like Wilkinson's, Savers, the kind of cheaper shops, they sell it all as well. Body Care, so if you wanted it even cheaper, you could go to them shops, but I would highly, highly recommend it. They do have it in different shades, but I would just typically go for the translucent one. Just amazing, absolutely amazing. And it's the only one that really, when I was thinking about some kind of powder to set everything, it was the only one that from the drugstore that shouted out to me, because my typical one is a MAC one. So the only one I could think of was Rimmel Stay Matte, and it is amazing. I've gone through quite a few of them as well. Whilst we're talking kind of a little bit about concealer, I'm going to go on to the one concealer from the drugstore that really, again, just shouted out to me, and it's the one that I've been reaching for every single day. It is the Revolution Conceal and Define Infinite Concealer. I never really got on with the original Conceal and Define. I don't know why. It wasn't my cup of tea. Just wasn't my thing. I just didn't really jam with it very well. So when I tried this one, I literally just bought it just to try it in a video. I didn't really think that it would be any good, and I absolutely love it. Like I can see myself using this up and repurchasing it. I have just tried the new, so what I've got on today, the new Revolution XX concealer. I bought it ages ago and just never really got around to trying it, and I'm really impressed by that. But this one is really, really good, like really, really good. If you didn't get on with the original Conceal and Define, I would recommend trying the Infinite one. I don't know why, because the original Conceal and Define just seemed a bit too dry and a bit too matte for me. But the Infinite one is meant to be even more long lasting, but for some reason, I don't know why, it just seems to work a lot better for me than the original one does. And if you have really, really dry under eyes, I'd recommend trying the Revolution XX concealer instead of the Conceal and Define Infinite, because it can be a little bit drying. Depends what powder you go on with afterwards as well, but that new XX Revolution one isn't drying at all. Like that was really, really nice under the eyes, and as you can see, it looks really cute, it looks nice. So moving on to, I think we'll do bronzer next. Bronzer was, again, quite a weird one. I realised when I was doing like this video and planning it, I actually have quite a high-end collection, which is so weird for me because I feel like I don't really buy many high-end stuff. But when I was thinking about actual proper drugstore, Boots, like affordable makeup, I was thinking, actually, I don't really, like my favourites, my staples are more high-end than they are kind of drugstore, which I don't know, it just baffled my head. But the two bronzers that really stood out for me, the first one is the Miss Beauty bronzer. Again, I'll leave this video link down below. You'll know I was really, really impressed with the bronzer in that video anyway. This is in the shade number 1, Miami Glow. Again, £1. You literally cannot go wrong with this brand. The foundation, I've even got one of the blushes in my favourite blushes that will be coming up next, and it's just, honestly, I'd really recommend checking it out. It really, really impressed me, and that is like the perfect nice warm tone bronzer that I personally prefer. The other one is from, again, Primark. I will leave a video link down below. This is the PS Bronze Glow Matte Bronzing Powder. I got this one in the shade Sunset, which is £2. It does look really dark, but I do naturally gravitate towards a quite warm, dark bronzer. I don't know why, I just do. I just feel like it gives me so much warmth to the skin. So with this, I would literally just tap it very, very lightly and put it on the skin. I wouldn't put like absolutely loads on. But yeah, absolutely love that. They're like my top favourite. And again, £1 and £2, you literally can't fall off. Like, absolute bargain. Moving on to blushes. Same thing again. I do have 4 blushes. I don't know if this one technically counts. I mean, you can buy it in Boots, but it is a little bit pricey, but I just felt like I needed to mention it. But the first 2 are actually the same brand as the bronzers. So the first one is the PS Primark blusher. This is the £1.50 blush in the shade Drama. Ooh, if I can actually open it. And it just looks like this. It is absolutely stunning. I need to try more Primark makeup because clearly I love it. This has gone through, all this makeup in my collection has gone through declutters, and if there was something that I wasn't really reaching for, I didn't think it was worth it, I got rid of it. And you got to think all of these Primark and Miss Beauty ones stayed in my collection for a reason, because I love them. £1.50, cannot go wrong. The next one is a £1 blusher. This is again from that Miss Beauty brand. This is in the shade, where are we at? Number 4 Toffee, which just looks like this. It's a very, I mean, it looks like it's nothing on camera. It's a very muted blush, but I prefer that sometimes. I sometimes don't want a really in-your-face blush. Sometimes if there's so much going on with my eyes and with my lips and stuff like that, I don't want a blush that's going to be in your face as well. Like, I want it to be kind of muted sometimes, and it has a slight little hint of a shimmer to in it. Nothing like glittery and in your face, but just a nice little glow to it as well, and literally £1. Like, I know I keep saying it, but you can't go wrong. Going a little bit further up the price range, we have number 7. I feel like this is maybe £8. I've mentioned this in favourites videos before, but I've also said about, basically I went to, where did me and Blake go? I think it was Milton, was it Milton Keynes? No, it wasn't Milton Keynes. We went somewhere. I can't remember where we went. We went somewhere for a trip and I forgot to take blusher, and I forgot something else as well. So I was like, oh, what a shame, I'm going to have to go on Boots and buy a new blusher. And I picked up this number 7 one. I think I forgot my foundation, because I think that's when I picked up the this one, the Hydro Luminous one. I think that's when I picked that up, if I remember rightly. So this is the number 7 blush in Apricot Blossom. Just looks like this. Try not to block the lighting with my hand. If it actually would focus, that would be amazing. Thank you very much. I absolutely love this. It is more of that pop of colour than I would typically go for, compared to like the other 2, like the Primark and the Miss Beauty one. That's a bit more muted. I do really like a pop of colour. I mean, you can see I've got quite a bit of blusher on today. I've actually got I tried the Flower Beauty blusher for the first time today, and I'm absolutely loving it. I think it looks beautiful. Last but not least for blushes, you can, like I said, you can get this in Boots, but I don't know if it technically would be counted as a drugstore because it can be a bit pricey. But I got this in a gift set last year when it went into the like after Christmas sales. And this is the Beauty Bakerie Pisa Cake Blush Palette. I do wish, and I've said this before when I've put it in my favourites and stuff, I do wish it was just smaller. Like, literally, like the thingies are there, and then there's all this extra space. It just makes it look like excessively big. But I know that I love this because it is in my like everyday blusher drawer, like in my normal blusher drawer, not in like my palette drawers, because obviously technically it's a palette. And if I'm reaching for something that's going to be big and bulky, I know that I'm absolutely loving it because I'm making that effort. I know it's like sounds daft, but if I can just quickly grab a blusher that's like this size in comparison to this, then I'm going to reach for this one more. But because I was using this every single day, I was like, oh girl, you actually really like this. I love all of them mixed together. I love a combination of 2. I love a combination of 2. I love a combination of 2. Like, I love this. It makes me want to try more Beauty Bakerie, actually, like actual makeup and stuff, because I don't really have much from their brand, really. Next, we have eyeliners, and the first one I have to mention is my Sub and Glory Skinny Cat eyeliner. You will all know by now, I absolutely love this. It isn't as dark and pigmented as what I would like, but when I was learning how to do eyeliner, this is like basically my foolproof. Like, if you want to learn how to do eyeliner, you are new to makeup, you don't know how to do eyeliner, get this. I think I remember rightly, I'm pretty sure though it might be getting discontinued, but I'm not too sure. But if it isn't, I would recommend picking it up because it's amazing. But I don't know if it's just this normal one that's getting discontinued, but the thin and the fat one is staying. But I've always wanted to try the thin one, so maybe the thin one would be better. Anyways, I don't know. The next one is from the Avon. I just absolutely love this. I feel like it's just a foolproof. I've got fall in my mind. A foolproof eyeliner pen. It's basically just one of their Glimmersticks in the shade black. I think it's always blackest black. Yeah, tell I've had so many of them. My mum absolutely swears by these. So yeah, you just can't go wrong with just a Avon eyeliner. They just work really, really well. And then the last one is another liquid one. I thought I'd put an alternative in just in case that Soap and Glory one is getting discontinued. And I do quite like this one. This is the Revolution, oh god, what are you actually called? I think it's just the Renaissance eyeliner. It is blacker and it does the kind of things that Soap and Glory doesn't. So I maybe would recommend picking this one up more than the Soap and Glory. But if you are new to eyeliner and you want to learn how to do eyeliner really, really well, then I would get the Soap and Glory one. Maybe get the thin one. That'd probably be even easier to use than the normal one that I've just shown. But yeah, if not, I'd recommend getting this one if you feel a little bit comfortable, a little bit confident. For highlighter, this is quite sad actually. I only have one, and I don't even know if this technically counts because you can get it in Boots, but it can be a bit pricey. I think there's like £15, but there's always sales and stuff on. This is the Doll Beauty Doll Light, like a diamond highlighter. I honestly think this is my favourite highlighter of my whole life, ever. I absolutely love it. I do actually have a Morphe highlighter on today. I think it's like the oh, here's a box for it. I've literally just tried it the first time today. This is the Lit High Impact, Get Lit High Impact highlighter. It says it's a creamy zero gravity highlighter for explosive prismatic effects. This is actually really, really beautiful. It's quite yellowy toned, but I like that. It's really, really nice. So I'd recommend this actually, but obviously it is only the first time I've used it. This one is my ride or die. I absolutely love it. If you are a little bit darker than me, or if you wear fake tan more, then I'd recommend getting the Shine Bright colour. But if not, I'd get Like a Diamond because it is, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. For lips and lip liners, like I do like the Barry M lip liners, but I haven't used them enough for me to put them into this video, but I would recommend them if you are interested in kind of lip liners. For lipsticks, I was quite sad by the fact that actually my favourite lipsticks are all high end, unless you count some of the Doll Beauty lipsticks, but again they're quite pricey for Boots. So yeah, I thought that was quite weird that every single lipstick that I gravitate towards is a high-end lipstick, and it's normally typically MAC. I don't know why. I feel like I'm dead bougie, but I didn't even feel like I was bougie before this video. For lip glosses, again, Doll Beauty, like, absolutely amazing. They do have an offer on at the moment. I don't know if it's still running by the time that you're watching this video, where the glosses and stuff were reduced to basically half price. So then it did go technically to like a drugstore price, but they aren't pricey, but they aren't like £5 in Boots cheap, if that makes sense. But the ones I have are Instafamous. I also have Gobby and Instaglam as well. So I would, if you can, I would recommend picking up the Doll Beauty glosses. I just think they're absolutely stunning. I feel like they work really, really well. They just give a bit of colour to the lip, and yeah, I just feel like they just go really, really nicely. But again, I don't know if that technically counts as drugstore, but there was nothing else that really stood out to me. I do like the Revlon lip glosses, but I don't even know if they make them anymore because I feel like I don't shop that much in Boots and stuff anymore. I don't know why. I feel like I don't know. Am I bougie and I've just realised I'm bougie? I thought it was cheap, but maybe I'm not. I don't know. Next is going to be eyeshadows. This is the last one that I've got to show you. Oh, I did want to mention actually, for a brown kind of gel, because you all know I absolutely love like a tinted brow gel, and that's literally all I put on my eyebrows. It's all I've got on my eyebrows today. I would recommend the NYX Brow Mascara. I have, obviously you can see I have quite dark eyebrows. I get the shade black and just very lightly put it through my brows, and it just fills them in like this, and it costs like £5.50, £6. I would really, really recommend that, because once I use up my Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade Gel, I'll go straight back to my next one and I'll buy that one again. But I'm just trying to use things up and use up what I've got next instead of buying more. But I would really recommend, really recommend that. So for eyeshadows, I'll start with the one that I mentioned earlier, which is the Primark one. Again, full video link down below of me testing it, doing a full eyeshadow look with it and stuff as well. This is the Find Your Fire Primark eyeshadow palette, which just looks like this. It is basically, it's like fall in an eyeshadow palette, really. It matches my nails really well as well. It is just amazing. I feel like it was only, oh yeah, £4. Absolute bargain. And it's actually really pigmented and really nice and smooth and buttery soft. They blend really easily. I'd really recommend picking it up, and I think they have a few different ones in this kind of packaging, but different kind of branding and different designs and different colour schemes. So I'd recommend checking it out. But for £4, Primark, absolutely killing it. Oh my god, it's all over my desk. Oh, that's because I've knocked it. I've knocked the brown with my nail. Next up we have Revolution. You'll all know I absolutely love Revolution anyway. We have I Heart Revolution, which are the two that I've got to show you. Any kind of Revolution palette I absolutely love. You can get Revolution in Boots, not in Superdrug. You can get the XX Revolution in Boots and Makeup Obsession. I actually, do you know what? I would have put in the Makeup Obsession, is it Undercover? Yeah, Undercover eyeshadow palette that I got in the advent calendar. If you can buy that separately, I would really recommend picking it up. I tried it for the first time a couple of days ago and it was amazing, absolutely amazing and really affordable. I'm going to be getting more Makeup Obsession stuff, like as soon as them gift sets get launched, I'm going to be doing videos on them. So make sure you hit subscribe because there's going to be so many more videos coming. But yeah, I'd recommend anything Revolution really. The two that I really like, that kind of stood out when I went through my collection to show you is, first of all, the Tasty Pizza palette, which you would think would be like really gimmicky, but it's actually beautiful. It is such a nice palette. I feel like the pigmentation's really well. I have a full one palette tutorial on this, so I will leave it linked down below and would really recommend checking it out because I was really impressed by that and I didn't expect to be. Revolution did kindly gift that one to me very long time ago. Then we have the I Heart Revolution Mystical palette. This is from the Heartbreakers collection. I have a full video of me doing a full tutorial on all of the I Heartbreakers collection really, all the purple one and obviously everything else that comes alongside it, like the concealer and stuff like that as well. So I'll leave that link down below because the look I did of this was actually really nice, and I think this was like £5. Absolute bargain. Absolute bargain. The other one is one that I always rave about whenever it comes to any kind of drugstore eyeshadow palette. I do have a full kind of eyeshadow palette tag video. I'll leave it linked down below because that goes through like my favourite like high-end one, my favourite eyeshadow brand, my most expensive one, my cheapest one. So I'll leave that link down below because that'll have so much more information in there as well. But I absolutely love the W7 in the Buff eyeshadow palette. This is basically a dupe for the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette, to the point where actually I have the Naked 2 and I reach for this one more than I reach for the Naked 2. So yeah, would really recommend. You can get it in, again, kind of like the cheaper shops. I think you can buy W7 online as well, but I'd really recommend checking out the W7 kind of dupe palettes and stuff because they have them for like Huda Beauty, they have them for Anastasia Beverly Hills, and stuff like that as well. So I'd recommend checking out W7. And then the last two is just basically an honourable mention for Beauty Bay palettes. I absolutely love Beauty Bay palettes. The two that I've got here, the first one is the 16 colour palette in the shades Fiery, which just look like this. Oh, absolutely beautiful. I do really want to get the Nude 9 colour palette. That looks gorgeous. They have brought out new packaging as well, which looks so much better than this one. This one is the 9 colour palette, the bright one, which as you can tell has had quite a bit of love. I do have a full tutorial, one palette tutorial on this, so I'll leave it linked down below for you to check out. But yeah, that is literally all the things that I'd recommend from the drugstore, or things that are like drugstore affordable prices. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to do this again, but maybe for high-end stuff, because I do actually have quite a few high-end stuff in my collection, which I didn't realise until I did this video. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll hopefully see you in 2 days time for a brand new video whilst we're doing Vlogtober. And yeah, hopefully see you then. Don't forget to enter my giveaway. It's linked on the screen right now. Love you so much. Goodbye.